To tell you like my story, but I'm sorry about my English is not very good. But when I starting from when I escaped from my country, that during the day is my New Year, Cambodian New Year. That we cannot stay in the New Year. We cannot celebrate for the New Year. That the Khmer Rouge pushed me to run away from that place. I don't running, they kill me over there. So I ran from my place, living like provincial is called Kok Kong. We start run from April 15. Then we cross the mountain, climb out the mountain, about 100 mountain, and all the forest, all the jungle, with our food, with no food, no medicine, no nothing. When I start to escaping, running, with my wife she pregnant only 9 months. I have like 5 children. And when we walking, then the daytime and the night time, sometimes we sleep around. Not sometimes, all the night we sleep somewhere. The jungle under the tree, something like that. That I carry with my the young children, one beside, in front of me, one in the back of me.
So you carry 2 children?
2 children. And my wife is the big, the pregnant, almost 9 months. And so I'm very, very thinking about my children in my wife. For me, I thinking that okay, for me that's okay, but I thinking about my children. So we walk around the mountain, across the mountain. My old people, they live over there. They told me that you should be the climb of the 100 mountain, go to the Thai border. We walk about 22 days. That the May 7, we start from April 15 to May 7. That means my wife pregnant have a delivery like that. My daughter, that time in my the May 7 and 7 o'clock in the evening. That during that day, if have the rain all the day, but not too much rain, and the dark, we cannot see anything. Then my wife said, "Oh, I'm so tired."
This is just when I was born, and it's always a reminder of the day that I was born was sort of the beginning of the day that we were losing all of my siblings, except for my oldest brother. So the 4 youngest were 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and one by one, within 22 days, my parents lost 4 kids, and it started from the day that I was born. Like we were so close to being where they could possibly be free and all the kids can be fed. There hasn't been water, there hasn't been anything. I mean, to survive, I guess those 22 days, my parents had to drink urine from each other. It was the only thing that can keep them alive, like just liquids, any liquid. There wasn't enough rain that season. There was no rain, so they couldn't really collect enough rainwater, and there was just no food, no nutrition. My mother had no breast milk. There was nothing. I wasn't being fed.
And you know that during that time she was born, my wife tied the stomach. I heard the old people when you going, when you tie your stomach, maybe you kind of like don't let the baby come our right away. Just we walk to, but we cannot stop it. We cannot stop it. My wife said, now the baby coming. Just try to sit down. With I carry like the leaf of palm, leaf of palm like the jungle palm. So that the baby come out, and then my wife she did cut like some what is it?
Umbilical.
Yeah. So I let the kid read the baby, and another piece thrown forest, thrown in the jungle. That time is we cannot see anything. That we stay in there about 1 hour, and we walk again with my wife. All the blood.
They had to continue because they couldn't stay in one spot, because if they were found, the whole family can be dead. And with a brand new baby, they didn't want to take a chance, like hearing me cry and stuff like that. They just had to continue walking. My dad delivered his brand new baby, had to continue walking with my mom, who just gave birth, like nothing happened. You had to go.
After that, I have my brother, the older than me. That my brother come. After that, my brother came already with me, and we try to sleep on over there. And early in the morning, we going again. So that day, the May 8, we start going again, and walk all the full day. We go down in the jungle, like the mountain. We go. I want to try to carry that my wife with my big brother and with my baby, but we cannot carry my wife because go to the under. But it is steep. So that during the time I let my brother carry my baby, and I carry my wife. Just walk in the morning until the 5 evening. So that I have the big river, and now we need to cross the river. I cut the tree to make the raft. What is it? That the Cambodian call kabon. And so I tied the tree all together. I try to put my baby in my wife on the raft, and the raft not on the water that deep in the water around in there. And my son, the first son, and swim and push the raft to
the other side.
The other side, and the blood, the bleeding from my wife come with the water, all the red water. That we across that time around 8 or 9 o'clock, and then remember we go to the another side. And we try to climb on what is the river, this one, the river, and have something like that. The higher beside it. We climb over there. Right now we slept over there one night, and after tomorrow we go in one day to the Thailand, the border of the Thailand. I stay over there 3 days, and the Thai bring me to they said you go to the camp with my 5 children. Right now we have 6 children. Yeah, go and they not go to the camp. They push me, bring me go to
Back to the war zone.
But the war to the Khmer Rouge. I try to escape from there, but that the time we cannot escape it because the Khmer Rouge control everything. That time I had no food, nothing. Right now we have nothing, and my children, 4 children, 5 children was sick. After that, my old one, the first son, they're okay, but the second died in about 1 month. The second and third and fourth and fifth. After that, 1 month we have 4 children are gone. Only the baby. And I thinking about the time which I stay in there with 2 children and my wife in the forest jungle. In the jungle, you cannot see the sun. All the trees cover, not see the sun, and we have nothing to eat, have nothing to drink. When we drink like the poison water, something like that. Like drinking the poison, something like that. I don't know what is wrong. That means like my son, my children, they passed away all. And then the first thing I carry my son, and we try to walk, try to escape to another place. We want to save my children.
His son, the second oldest, knew he was gonna die. So he looked up at my dad and said, "Just leave me here. Just you guys go." But my family refused. My mom and dad said, "We're not leaving you, son. We're gonna stay here with you." But he knew, so that night, that was the last words he spoke to my dad. It was, "You guys go, I'll be okay." And he ended up passing in my dad's arms. So when my dad woke up, he was gone.
He said, "Not mom, you're going. Let me stay here." I know that this time I want to escape from my country to save my children. Now my children is gone. All my children is gone. I don't want to stay. I want to die with my children. But I think now I have my wife, I have my baby, I have the 2 children still alive.
They had to keep going because they realized they can't just give up. They wanted to at this point. losing everybody. They wanted to, but they still had. They had me and they had my older brother, so they just continued.
And after that, about I think around November or something, or September or the 1979, I don't remember that United Nations or some UN go to the pick of the refugee or the people escape from my country to live around in jungle. They brought me to the camp. So when we got a camp, like at the my road camp, we stay over there. And after that, they start to bring all the people from the border to the camp. So right now is that the time is my brain, my heart is broken all. I want when I see the bus coming, I think they bring my children. I waiting for my children all the time, and at that time, my wife go to see me, then come home. The children all night in the jungle.
They weren't seeing straight or thinking straight. So every time a busload of people arrived, they thought, my kids are here, my kids are here. And then they realized that no, reality is the kids are all gone now. They're not coming off that bus load of people. So they have to just try to move on as much as they can because they still had each other and the family. They couldn't give up now. So they settled at the camp, and my dad worked as a teacher, and my mother as a seamstress at the camp, kept himself busy and kind of made a life there for the next 5 years. And then they applied to come. At first they tried the States, so they did that twice and got denied, and then they applied to Canada, and they finally got acceptance, and they were able to come to Canada. And so not too long from that day, they came to Canada and had to start all over, had to try to understand the language, and they did everything they could, and they built a great life here for myself. And now I have a younger brother. He's over 30 now, but he was actually conceived and born while we were in the camp for the 5 years. So now we're all here, and we're very, very lucky to have had this opportunity to be here, be a refugee here in Canada, to have the chance that nobody else had in our family, and to just, I don't know, like education, to be in school, to be safe, to drive a car, to read a book, to not have to watch over your back, to not have to be quiet.
And that when we came in Canada, is that before we came in, that we had to to find a place to go in, but they they reject from the United the States. They thinking I don't know what they thinking, but I reject it, and so I apply. I make send a paper to the Canadian embassy, and they called me to make a test, something like that, and I failed again. And second about 3 months, I sent a paper to the Canadian embassy, something like that. They called me to make a test again, and I passed it. They said, asked me about you when you go to the Canada, you pay back for the flight ticket. I said yes. they press the stamp that
Approved.
approve that. I mean, I'm very happy, very happy. Now at that time I think, oh, my life now. I saved my life. I saved my children's life. Maybe I feel better right now. And when we came in here in 1985, that the month is this time, November. Yeah. We came back so cold. Something that we fly from Bangkok to the Paris, from Paris to Montreal, from Montreal to in Ottawa. That time we saw that the sun is the sky is very clear. The sun is looking at the outside. Oh, that maybe the hot time, like my country, when we go out, very cold. I have no jacket, I have no something that only the wearing from the hot country. And we live in a close to like Ottawa, downtown like that. And after that we moved to the Ottawa housing. And we went to school to take the ESL. But I still not good for my English. I don't know, my tongue is cannot.
I think he's very good. He doesn't.
So
get
then
the-
after that, I think that when my that over there, I go to went to school and I go to find a job. I have a job somewhere over here, and after that when my daughter grow to big, I told them about the story. When I told her, my heart is like I don't know how to tell you. When I told her, I always cry. When I told her, I always cry. I cannot forget it.
How old were you when he first told you the story?
The full story only last year. I've only asked for the full story last year. Bits and pieces, we got it, but I never really asked for it. Like, it was always very sad, so I always tried to avoid a sad subject. But yeah, a little bit over a year ago, almost 2 years now, when I finally got the full story, and I wrote down, like I asked him the story and I took down notes, and that was the first time I heard the entire full story. I've read up on it and stuff, and I knew where my family came from in the sense, but I never felt it like, it was just always, to me, it was hurtful because I never wanted to see my dad hurt. So I always tried to not, try to avoid the subject, but I know now, like, this is something that he needs to tell. This is a story he has to let everybody know. It's a story that's not told enough. A lot of people still to this day don't know enough about it, and that there are so many families out there
Yeah,
that are exactly like ours, that doesn't know if their family's alive, anything. The first time my dad came here, it was only 3 years later that he heard from his brother that he was alive. We got a letter, and that was one of the moments that he'll never forget too.
I forgot to tell my brother when we carried my daughter, and he lost two children, all the boy. He go back to find the children, and he not come back to the camp. He go to and I cannot find him like in 2007. I go to my country. I find him, and he told me about his children, the two sons. They got it, and they stay with him, and after that they step on the mine. It's all gone again. The two.
So they made it only to.
Yeah. And after that, we have a job, have something with him. My children have a school, have something. So we bought a house, and my old son had the house, and my younger had the how have a job, something like that. No, now I think that oh, to my life, the better than all my the people, all my friends, they gone. My life still better than they pass away like that.
We've just realized, we've learned, like, I guess our family, we're really close. We have family Sunday every day. Like, we all are youngins here. We watch football and play pro line, and we, you know, we're all with our tickets and stuff like that, and they're singing karaoke or watching, they actually like watch the Cambodian news and stuff all the time on a Sunday. But I mean, we don't get that chance, and this is our second chance. You know, this is our life, and we don't take that for granted. We really do spend every Sunday together like a crazy person. Like 12 o'clock, we're there from right before 11 o'clock on until like the last game is done. So we have lunch, snack, dinner all day, but just to appreciate each other, and we do nothing. It's not like we have to plan something, we just do nothing. We show up at my brother's house, who by the way lives across the street from me. So it's wonderful because I don't have to cook when they're gone. But we're very blessed to be here and to have this opportunity to just have a chance at a different life.
Yeah.
Again,
And
Thank
I
you.
want to say thank you for Canada, for the Canadian people. I have very kind for brought me here, something like that. Yeah, and
We're
thank
very
you
thankful.
very
Thank you.
much, and thank you for the cameraman.
Thank you for listening to us and hearing our story.